Hello.
Hold on, YouTube is live, so just give it another minute and then we'll open.
Gotcha.
Well, good evening, or should I say good Tuesday evening, September 23rd. Welcome to Juke Joint Sports. I am one of your hosts, Edward Willis. I'm here with my good friend and pain in my neck when it comes to the Cowboys, Lance Harkey. Lance, how you doing?
I'm doing good. What about yourself?
Oh, I could be better, but I'm not going to complain. It is life. It is sports in this world that is going on because you're probably feeling almost as bad as I am right now.
Yeah, I heard our quarterback kind of took a dive, huh?
Yeah, he has a broken hand and looks like he's going to be out for about 4 weeks.
Hmm. We got about two more quarterbacks that's been playing, but not as good as him.
hmm Yeah, I don't think any of those guys are going to be instant Heisman candidates like
No,
he is.
no, no, not at all.
So, I mean, I know their next game is not a very difficult game. They play Kent State, but I have no idea of their schedule past Kent State of what they're looking at.
UT is after that.
Okay, so they'll get UT right after Kent State. All right.
Yeah, and that's
Takes a
the game we've
little
been
takes a
waiting
little
for.
bit of shine, takes a little bit of shine off that game because they were going to have trouble scoring against UT even with Mateer. I thought it was going to be a low
Ooh,
scoring game.
I don't think so.
Yeah, well, we
I'm
won't
not. I'm
know.
not a fan of
We will
your
we will
defense.
not know. We'll know October 11th of whether or not you become a fan of UT's defense.
I'm not a big fan. Not a big.
Yeah.
I'm not impressed.
I mean, they've only played one top 10 team, Ohio State, and they shut Ohio State down for the most part. I mean, Texas outgained Ohio State in that game, but considerably.
Yeah, I mean that's first game of the season. That's probably
Well,
why.
for
But
both teams.
watching you guys play these minor teams that they're playing
hmm Right?
and has given up what you're given. I
Which is
honestly,
nothing. Which is
I
nothing.
mean,
They're not giving up anything.
Okay, the game right after the Ohio State game, the dudes could have scored like three times in the first quarter. They miss field goals, they miss opportunities. And if you want to be happy with that, I'm happy with you. I'm not gonna even
I
say
am.
anything. I just
I'm
seen what I
always.
seen, and
Yeah, I know.
my
Yeah, your
eye
your eye
test shows
test.
just a lot of weakness in
What
that
did your eye
defense.
test tell you last year before Texas OU?
Oh, the eye test that. Oh, I mean Texas UT was a better team. That's last
That's
year.
that, that's not what you said before the game.
What I say?
You said Oklahoma was going to shock the world.
Yeah, that's probably just pride talking.
Okay,
That's
all
probably
right.
just pride talking.
I'm
Now
I'm just gonna.
you told me they're gonna put 50 piece up this year.
I really and truly thought Texas offense would be capable of doing that. I'm not that sure, but not because of the Texas offense. I'm actually impressed with OU's defense. I think they play really good defense.
Yeah, oh boy did
And
a good job.
well, they recruited good people. They spent their money right this time, and they got some people in that can play. So that happens. Texas Tech is doing the exact same thing. Texas Tech spent
I
their
love
money
Texas
right
Tech.
and got their money right this
Well,
time.
OU offensive line was there last year. They played every snap last year together. And they're only recruited like 2 to 3A ball players. But they they're used to playing with each other.
Hmm.
So defensively, yeah, I give it to Venables. He's Venables. Nobody likes him, but he's doing a good job.
What do you mean nobody likes it?
We didn't want Venables to come. We wanted the fellow from Tennessee, the old Heisman Trophy winner. That's who we wanted. But he
Hmm.
wanted 10 million a year. Venables took 4.
Yeah, well, Venable's going to be asking for about 10 after this year. They're going to
I
have to
don't
pay
think they're
him that
gonna.
maybe to keep him. Oklahoma's got the money. That's not a problem.
They got the money, but after old boy left, Lincoln, they uh they just how some people are. They just froze up with they didn't want to pay that much for a coach.
Well,
Lincoln
they're
took
going
us
to
for a
have to.
ride.
The money in college football is going to be there for them to pay him close to, if not $10 million a year, and not even feel it.
Yeah, I mean they like Venable. He's been there for years upon years upon years. What you think about old Gundy? They let Gundy go today. About time.
Not surprised. Gundy, I really and truly thought Gundy should have been gone about 4 or 5 years ago.
Actually, he should have.
He was so old school and unwilling to adapt to the changing landscape of college football that it was inevitable that they were going to have a drop off. Same thing is happening at Clemson because Dabo totally refuses to adapt to the changing landscape. And even though in both situations the rules changes that are going to go into effect really starting in the spring would have helped both of them. And if Dabo sticks around, he's probably going to be able to level the playing field a little bit because there's only going to be one portal, right? Sometime
One
in the
what?
winter months, one portal for kids to transfer from one school to another. Right now,
Already?
there's two, and maybe even a third. I know there's two. So the NCAA is closing the spring portal, which kept teams from even practicing because people would be out there
Mm-hmm.
watching your spring workouts and then approaching kids with checks. So people weren't even scrimmaging or having spring games because they didn't want to expose their players to being bought away from them.
Cool.
So,
Understandable.
so yeah, I mean, so the NCAA is closing that portal. So if a kid wants to transfer at the end of the fall semester to another school, he's just got to go ahead and make that decision to go into the portal and hope somebody gets him because that's going to be his only shot. He's not going to be sitting there, in a bidding war between 3 or 4 schools, or doing what UCLA and Tennessee did, swap quarterbacks. The starting quarterback at Tennessee last year now starts for UCLA. The starting quarterback at UCLA last year now starts for Tennessee. This stuff is crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't blame coaches for. They're doing their normal recruiting. They're having to coach coaches. They're having to plan everything around their football team. They're having to coach guys up even when the season's over and you're preparing for the spring, making sure guys are, you're on top of the person who's supposed to be making sure the guys are going to class, and all these different things, and keeping them out of jail. And it's a big job, which is why they get paid what they get paid. So this just takes one thing off their plate, that after the spring semester basically starts, they don't have to worry about losing guys in the spring and the summer. The guys that they're coaching, in April and May or whenever they have their spring workouts, they can kind of expect those guys to be back with them when fall camp opens in July, August, whenever they start practicing.
Well, I'm glad Dion took the stick out of his butt and started that quarterback again. He had a problem with the quarterback.
He went back to, because he started the backup quarterback in a game that they won, and then he started him again last week in a game that they didn't do well, and now he's back to the guy that started game 1, right? Because didn't that backup quarterback win one game for him? I believe that second game of the year, he started backup quarterback and they won that game. And then they went out and got their head handed to them this last time out, and Dion said basically he doesn't have a defense. And he's going to have to start. He's going to have to find somebody that can recruit defensive players for him. I don't know if Dion is the one leading the search for defensive players. He's not doing a good job.
Doing a little too much. Plus, he's dealing with his personal issues.
Well, he did have the illness. I understand that. But he has a coaching staff, and he supposedly has a recruiting coordinator. And I don't know, have they hired a general manager like all these other programs to kind of handle all the, NIL money and different stuff like that, and sponsorships?
He wants to handle the money. I mentioned that before. He wants to control that money.
Yeah, he's going to have a problem there if that's going on. Yeah, he's going to have a problem getting kids in, because even a program not that far from him that's a mid-major like New Mexico. New Mexico is on the rise as a mid-major because their alumni got together and decided they actually wanted to compete in Division I, especially football and basketball. So they hired the basketball coach from University of California, San Diego, and doubled his salary from what he was being paid. Wow. And they went out and got a football coach who brought some players with him from wherever he came from. And, they go out and beat UCLA and get that UCLA coach fired. Well, and New Mexico sitting there in Albuquerque, they can recruit Colorado. They can recruit Colorado. They can recruit Northern Arizona. They can recruit Northwest and West Texas. They can recruit the Dallas-Fort Worth area. It's not that far to Albuquerque. They can recruit Kansas, even though Kansas and Kansas State do a pretty good job with their in-state kids. Dion's got to get on his game as
He
far
has to.
as this recruiting thing, or he is going to be a very unhappy coach.
Right. See, the quarterback he got played quarterback for Liberty 3 years straight.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came over to Colorado and he had a bad first game. I mean, it really wasn't bad. He was just overthrowing people. And Dion, he came out the second game doing the same thing. Dion took him out. And the kid made a statement like, if my name was Shador, you wouldn't have took me out. And so they clashed right
Was it?
there.
Whoa! Was that in the newspaper?
It was in some paper, some article.
Okay, all
That's
right.
how I
Because
read
I
it.
mean,
That's what.
that kind of statement will usually get you dismissed from the program.
Well, Dion didn't dismiss him, probably because he was telling the truth. But you
Yeah,
can
but
see
you can't.
on
You
the
really can't. You
sideline,
can't say that. You can't say that kind of stuff to your head coach about his son, who's no longer there.
you can say whatever the heck you want.
No, 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 no. Well, not without consequences. There's consequences that
Well,
come
his
with actions.
consequences, he sit out the next game. He sit out the
That
following
just
the
he still.
third. He sit out the second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, then a whole another game. But if you
Yeah,
watch the game and they showed the interaction between him and Dion, it really wasn't smooth. You could see the frustration between them two in that game
yeah.
that he didn't play.
Okay.
It was ugly. It was ugly. We was watching it. We was like, oh man, they hate each other. Then again, you should have seen after the dude did some good plays and threw some good bombs, Dion didn't congratulate him. He congratulated the guys who caught the ball. You
Hmm.
got to pay attention to those. That quarterback went one way, Dion went the other way. Normally he would have walked out to the quarterback, good throw. He threw a 60-yard bomb in the air. He didn't. He went out
So,
to the receiver and said, good catch.
so
He limped out to the receiver.
in
He
your
didn't
in
limp out to the
European
QB.
in European soccer, they would say that Dion is a very poor man manager. He doesn't know how to develop relationships with players. In other words, he doesn't know his player. He doesn't know what his player needs psychologically to perform at the highest level. Because that's one thing you do not do if somebody is involved in a positive play for your team, especially one that leads to like a victory or something.
Mm-hmm.
You don't never leave that person hanging.
The guy
I don't
played
care
a great game.
what your internal feelings are. You've got to go congratulate that person.
He didn't. He went straight to the receiver.
Yeah. So yeah, he's going to have a problem because that's just basic stuff.
Yeah.
These young people today and what they call Gen Z and the one that's coming after them, they want the positive reinforcement interaction. Not that it necessarily means anything important to them. It's the ritual of it. It's just what they expect. And if you're not willing to go even to that level, that you can't act it out, no matter what you're feeling, you can't act it out, then they intrinsically know, hey, dude don't care about me at all. Why am I in a relationship with him? Why am I here? And they'll check out on
Right. And this guy, he came out. Everybody thought he was going to jump in the portal, but after you explain why they can't jump anymore,
you. Well, plus you said he already had 3 years at Liberty.
he
So
did
it's
three
very possible this is his last go round in
go
college
round.
football that he doesn't have another option to go play for somebody else next year.
Right. No, I don't think he does. He did a great job at Liberty.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure Liberty had a good team,
Yeah,
and maybe he was part of the reason they were good.
he
But
was. They all jumped ship.
Liberty's toughest opponent was who? James Madison or somebody.
Yeah, they play some pretty good teams beside that. Over.
Charleston, James Madison, College of Charleston, Citadel. I mean, there's nothing
I mean,
wrong with those
they went
teams.
outside. They went outside their bracket just like everybody else does. They
Okay,
play some big rosters for big money, just like everybody else is playing. And I
all
have
right.
no problem. They was talking about Florida State beating up on that. Well, they beat that team they played. I forgot the name
Well,
of
they
it.
beat. Well, did Florida State beat Grambling like
Yeah,
70-0 or something, or 77 to
yeah.
nothing?
But this last game they won 70s. They didn't even cover the spread. They missed it by 3 points. This team scored 10 points on them, and they was asking the head coach, is it worth $15 million to come get beat up on?
Well, number one, he
And
should be getting more than $15 million.
I think they got
But
15 or 20.
and
And
the guy would probably say yes.
he said it was no problem.
Yeah,
Of
because
course,
that's good money.
that builds your gymnasium up. He played
Well, you
Kent. They
get
played Kent State.
yeah. I mean, Oklahoma's about to play Kent State. Same situation. This
Yeah,
guy's cleaning up. He might end up walking around with 40 to $50 million in his pocket from playing three major schools: Florida State, Oklahoma, and then probably played somebody else. They probably played
he
Ohio
might.
State too, more than likely.
I think he did. Let me see.
And then
But
I
you're
mean,
right.
you can improve your weight room.
Yep.
You can improve the nutrition program. You can hire an additional athletic trainer. I mean, there's lots of things you can do with that money, and you probably can supplement some other sports with that
Yeah,
money anyway, since it
he got beat up by Texas Tech, Florida State. Now he got Oklahoma, and then after that, the hardest team he'd probably play is Bowling Green.
okay. Oh yeah, that'd be like a picnic.
Yeah, he got UMass, Toledo, Bowling Green, Ball State, Akron, Central Michigan, Northern Illinois. It's a wrap. I mean, they
Yeah.
should be able to. I always felt if you played against top players and you're not considered a top player, but when you play against lesser teams, you ought to be able to beat up on the smaller teams that you play against.
If you're still healthy
You follow what I'm
after
saying?
after if you're still healthy after playing all those big teams.
Right.
Because you're gonna
Well,
get some guys nicked up from playing out of your class. You're gonna get some guys
uh-huh.
with some injuries. The other thing to consider though is this: go look at who Central Michigan's playing. Go look at who Toledo is playing. Go look at who Ball
Mm-hmm.
State is playing. They're doing the same thing Kent State is doing for as long as they can,
Sort of. Toledo.
right? No,
I
I
don't
mean
think
they're going to
Toledo.
do it. I bet
No,
Toledo
Toledo
did.
don't have a.
Toledo
No,
they didn't
they
play
haven't
Penn
played a
State.
top. The only team. No, they played
Okay,
Kentucky, Western Kentucky, in Kentucky, and Morgan State. The hardest
okay.
game they got coming up is Washington State.
No, that's not really a tough game these days.
Nah, Washington blasted them, and I was.
Yeah, and
I,
Toledo actually has a pretty good program as far as a mid major goes. Toledo's program is pretty good every year.
so,
Toledo and Ohio University, both of those programs are typically pretty competitive.
yeah, Colorado quarterback is named Camden Salter.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard that name before. I heard it before. He's
Nah.
probably he's good. He's really proud. I think he's pretty good.
Okay. Well,
But Colorado
he's
has a
he's
good.
about to he's about to get into the meat of the Big 12, and the Big 12 will chew you up if you're not any good.
Yeah, he can run. He can run. That's his deal. He can really run the ball,
Okay.
and he got a good strong arm. I like the kid. It's just Colorado beef on the front line. They got one or two players that's okay, but their linebackers are good. But Colorado actually has a running team this year, kind of sort of. They can run the
Okay.
ball.
They are what, 1-2 or 2-2? What's the record?
I think they're 2-2.
Okay. So do they play Tech or TCU or Iowa State or Kansas State? Any of those teams or Arizona State? Any of those teams on their schedule?
Check real quick. So what do you think about this the fans are booing Art Manning?
Oh, I think that is to be expected at a school like Texas. He really had not played well, and that
Right.
particular night, that first half, he did not play well.
Well,
And
the
there
touch
are huge expectations in Austin every year. That's a rich school with a rich tradition. Money is no object at the University of Texas. And when they arrive on campus for the fall semester, they're expecting to be in the hunt for a national championship every year. So anything below that, they're going to be upset with you.
yeah.
That goes with the dinner.
Well, he got lucky. He didn't get the flag thrown when he scored the second touchdown of the game, and he kind of stood over the guy and taunted him, and nothing happened. The flag didn't
Mm-hmm.
come out. Since the flag didn't come out, the Boo Birds came out. They booed him and said, "Play against somebody else and do that."
Well, he'll get that chance.
Yeah, he will. But Colorado is 2-2. They got BYU next. That's a hard game. TCU, Iowa State, Utah, Arizona. Arizona's probably easy, in West Virginia.
That's 2 wins. If they should beat Arizona and West Virginia.
They won't deal with Arizona State. They're one of the top teams I've been predicting all along. Them suckers are good.
Iowa State is the one that's probably going to walk the dog on them.
You think everybody likes Iowa State?
They're very physical. And if Colorado's not physical on the line of scrimmage, Iowa State will make them beg for mercy.
That's BYU also.
Yeah, I mean, does BYU have that team this year, though? That's traditionally how
Yeah.
they are.
No, they have it this year.
Okay. I haven't seen them
They're
play.
oh yeah, I watched them the other day. Well, last two games. They're 3-0. They're really good. They're really physical. They got a defensive back a cornerback, I don't know if he played corner or safety. I think it's corner. Number 0. That man is a ball hawk. The other day he had 2 interceptions.
Hmm.
The other team was about to score and he picked the ball off twice. He's really good. They was playing East Carolina. East Carolina came out pretty salty until
Yeah.
until like the middle of the second quarter. But this kid, he's number 0. He's really good cornerback.
Well, he's got some ego. If you're gonna wear number
He's a
0,
safety. He's a safety.
if you're gonna wear number 0, you better be good.
Why is that?
Because anybody in the history of sports, doesn't matter the sport, who's ever chosen the number 0 has done it because they want all eyes on them. Whether
Mm.
it's the NBA or Major League Baseball. I don't think Major League Baseball lets anybody do it anymore. I forget who the last number 0 was in Major League Baseball. They may have retired it anyway. But people who choose 0 as their number, they want attention. They're saying, "Look at me, watch me."
Well, this kid name is his last name is Damuni. He had 6 solo tackles and 2 interceptions.
That's a
But
good game for a
first
safety.
first name Raider.
Okay.
He's pretty tough. I was impressed with him, and I looked up, and every time I looked up, he was making a play, and the announcer was like, "Hey, is that number 0 again?" That's like he's everywhere.
That's pretty good.
Who y'all got this week? Y'all got a pretty good. No, y'all play Florida this weekend.
Yeah, it's do or die for Florida. I mean, they are I forget that coach's name, Billy something or other. I can't remember his last name right now. I always thought he was a good coach, especially when he was at Louisiana. And, always just highly competitive teams for a mid-major. They'd go 10-2, 9-3 every year. And his teams were always competitive. And that's how he got the Florida job. Because he played SEC schools. And he would go beat Mississippi State. He'd go beat Kentucky, and stuff like that. He wasn't going to beat Alabama, or I can't remember. I don't think he ever beat LSU either. And he lost to Texas the time I saw him play Texas. But he's a good coach. Florida it's another one of those schools. Money doesn't matter. And they expect every year, Florida expects to be competing for a championship. And it hasn't happened. I think this is his third year.
Yeah, it's his third year.
Yeah. So he's about run out of all the rope he has in Gainesville. And if Texas does what I think they'll do to him, because DJ Lagway, the kid has not had a good year as quarterback. Really inconsistent. That's been a big surprise to me because I really thought he could potentially be the best quarterback in the SEC. And he has not had a good year.
Do y'all don't think y'all play this weekend?
Well, if they're off this week, if Texas is off on what that would be the 27th?
27th?
If Texas is off this week, Florida doesn't have a chance. If Texas has 2 weeks to prepare for Florida, and they play Florida October the 4th, Florida doesn't have a chance. That's 2 weeks. 2 weeks for Sark to work with Arch without having to put him in a game situation. Just repetitive work, get his footwork down, all that stuff.
He done had a whole half a year with that.
No. I'm just telling you, there's a whole difference. You played football, you know this. There's a whole lot of difference when you get in game situations than practice. And certain things can happen to you in a game situation where you are trying to make plays. You are trying to do things outside of yourself. And game situations don't give you any rest.
And that's what Stark calls the athletic plays he tries to do.
Well, yeah, and I don't, and he's still going to do that. What I'm saying is, Sark now has 2 weeks to coach him up, work on all the little things. It works in professional football. It works in college football. You get an open date in professional football, you can go back and have your players watch film. Say, see, I told you, your feet are like this. You got to get set like this. Your first move has got to be this instead of that. I remember that all the way back to high school.
But they should be
you
doing
start
that
playing games, but you start playing games, and you start compensating for things.
His problem is his throwing motion.
His problem, it's all mechanics. That's what I'm talking about, is mechanics. Everybody has mechanics, typically, unless you're the perfect athlete who's never ever set one foot wrong. Everybody has mechanical problems that coaches are supposed to help you correct. And sometimes guys are so good and they're so successful that the coach will say, don't mess with it. Don't mess with it.
Right.
And the quarterback, Josh Allen, was that way at Wyoming. They never coached him. He was such an athletic freak, so good, that they never coached him. And when he got to pro football, he could not throw a straight pass past 15 yards. Everything he did mechanically with his throwing motion was wrong. And just last year, you started seeing the fruits of them working with him and correcting all of the little ticks and different things that he had in his throwing motion.
Yeah, he did pretty good last year. I think it was I think it was more maturity than anything.
But Lance, learning to do the right thing all the time, that is the definition of maturity. But maturity doesn't come in a vacuum. Otherwise, we wouldn't need parents. Our mothers would just, leave us at the hospital and we'd walk out on our own at some point in time. You actually have to coach people. You have to instruct them. You have to notice things about them and say, we need to fix this. There's a better way for you to do it. And like I said, especially in small towns,
Mm-hmm.
like what Josh Allen grew up in. I mean, he was probably the best football player, best basketball player, best baseball player. If he'd wanted to go run track, he probably would have won district and regional in track, maybe even state. Nobody was going to mess with him. And
I
then he
mean,
gets
you
to
talking about a big.
Wyoming.
You mean in that city? I don't think you've been the
That's what
best
I'm
in
saying.
that
That's what I'm
state,
saying. But
not the
okay,
state.
but then he goes to the University of Wyoming. He didn't go to Ohio State. If he goes to
Right.
Ohio State, he has to compete against
I'm talking about
people.
in his whole in state, he had to compete
Nah, not in Wyoming, dude. I
because he
promise you,
wasn't winning.
he was the best.
He wasn't
He
doing
was the
like Cal
best
or Murray.
player in. He was the best player in the state of Wyoming.
I
And
don't know that
Wyoming
much
has
about him
very
like
few
that.
people. No, he was. Wyoming, the state of Wyoming, has less people in it than Dallas, Texas.
Uh-huh.
There was nobody to compete with him. And when he got to college, there was nobody to compete with him for the job, even though as a team, they couldn't compete with other bigger schools. Like Boise State would just run them out of the building, right? In their
Uh-huh.
conference. But he was still good. I mean, if Boise State was going to, when they're preparing for Wyoming, they're preparing for him, period. Keep him pinned up. Don't let him get outside the pocket. Keep a spy on him. We'll win the game 51-24.
Right.
So,
Right.
I mean, that's the kind of thing that's happened. That's happened for years. I'm sure that when you were in high school, there were some guys in your area or parts of Oklahoma that they were legendary in high school. I mean, hard to tackle them. Take six guys to get them down, and all that type of thing. And some of those guys go on to do well, and some of them get to the next level. And for the first time in their life, they're running into somebody that looks just like them in the mirror.
Uh-huh.
And that
Yeah,
18
because
yard gain is now a 2 yard gain. What happened? What happened? Am I getting slow? No,
hey,
no, it's
that actually I noticed it this weekend at the OU game.
mm-hmm.
The quarterback, the number 10, whenever he runs the ball, he usually juke and outruns a few players. But Auburn had so much physical talent there. He got ran down so many times, and he's looking around like, "What can I do?"
Right. Exactly.
So he started getting rid of the ball early. Then
Mm-hmm.
I think somebody might
Yeah.
have told him. So,
Yeah, I mean,
Lance,
it's one of those adjustments they have to make. You have to make that adjustment when you realize, oh God, these guys can play, right?
right? These guys are faster than I am.
Exactly. And
They're
then
quicker
then it
than
comes
I
down
am.
to and then it just comes down to execution.
Yep,
So
mental execution.
there you go. The same things that you've been doing, where you've just been running past people, running through tackles, all that stuff. If you've been running your plays correctly, continue to run your plays correctly, and you wait for that minute when somebody on their team fails in their assignment. That
Right.
that was the beauty of the wishbone
Of who?
of the wishbone offense.
Correct.
The wishbone offense is based on the principle that somebody on the other side is going to blow an assignment. And if we just do our job and do our reads, that the next thing you know is, oh, Billy Sims is going to be running 47 yards down the sideline. to
Greg Pruitt.
somebody, or Pruitt, or Joe Washington, or Joe Wiley, or I mean, Elvis Peacock. Somebody's going
Whew.
for about 40 yards, and that's it. You run the play, you run the play, you run the play, you run the play. Then you get 3 yards, you get 4 yards. The next thing you know, you're going for about 35 yards and a first down inside their 20
I see
because
the Atlanta
they have to
Falcons.
match you. Oh, they fired their wide receiver coach.
No, the head coach.
Oh, they fired him too. So
Yeah, they fired
earlier
the head coach.
today, earlier today, they fired the wide receiver coach Hilliard,
Let me
and I
make
thought that
sure.
a weak move.
Is that the guy who came from? I think it's. I think it was the head coach there, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I know the wide receiver coach got fired.
He was a black guy.
Yeah, yeah. His last name is Hilliard.
Hmm. Well, hopefully that's it instead of the coach, the head coach.
Well, they got beat 30-0, and the only reason in the history of football in the United States of America that anybody would ever fire a wide receiver coach during the season is that the head football coach got called into the general manager's office or the owner's office and said, "We need to make a statement. This is not going well. So either you sacrifice somebody or you're going to be sacrificed yourself." Because people have got to get the message that this is not satisfactory. And he
Yep.
rolled out a name and said, "Well, what if I fire the wide receiver coach? Is that good enough for you right now?" And they said, "Get it done." And he went and called his buddy, who he hired, brought on to be wide receiver coach. Said, "Man, I'm sorry. And somebody had to go, and it wasn't going to be me.
Right.
I'll tell everybody you did a good job. Hopefully, you catch on somewhere else. Check in with HR. Maybe they'll pay you your rest of your salary for the year or give you a settlement check or something, man. I'll see you down the road."
I know they paid Gundy 15 million. Told him to be
Yeah,
nice.
look,
Uh,
Gundy was smart enough back whenever they renegotiated his contract to
mhm.
make sure that if they ran him, he was going to have some walking around money.
The thing, and you know, up there in that area, Stillwater, Tulsa, mixed in with a little, back in the country, they
Hmm.
got a station, kind of like a racist station, and he started being a part of that.
Hmm.
And when he started being a part of that, the talent of black players he was getting dropped off. Nobody didn't want to go with him again because you can't hear your coach on there talking about hanging people, and then hanging people was okay. We even hang people in the Western days, and they were white. So his thought, I just think he started losing it.
Yeah, I mean that happens to people. He never read the room. I mean, this started happening, like I said, about 5 years ago.
And
And
that's when
he
because it was
had
on
that.
60 Minutes.
Yeah, remember he had that big argument with somebody about who's a man and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, he was losing it at that point. He had failed to recognize that the entire media landscape, as well as the type of relationship that you have to have with the young men that you coach, all of that had changed.
yeah. And it really wasn't the young men, it was the parents that didn't agree with him being on that station. It was on 60 Minutes, and they was asking him how could he do it. And he
Hmm.
said they know who I am as a person.
Okay.
Either you fake on one of the stations. You either fake in real life or you fake in,
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
know.
And consistency is important. People need to know who you are. And it's a tough job. I mean, that comment that Sark made to that reporter who asked him about Arch's injury, that showed that it was getting Sark a little bit, because Sark is usually almost perfect with the media, right? I mean, I'd never seen him put a foot wrong when he was at Alabama or even in his first few years at Texas. But he knows what the expectations are on him now. Getting to the semis 2 years in a row, that starts to get old. You're in the Final Four 2 years in a row, and it's not good enough anymore. And I'm sure he feels it. I'm
Oh yeah.
100% sure he feels it. And anybody questioning him at this point, you could see it got to him. Now, I'm sure I haven't watched his pressers since that game to see if he's kind of gotten himself back on an equilibrium. And he probably has. He's probably smart enough to realize, man, I shouldn't have let that guy get to me like that. That he's probably back to it, but that just underscores the fact that it's a lot of pressure.
Well, you know, reporters they can get to you.
Man, Saban, now that's the guy. Saban, you know, the last 3 or 4 years of Saban's reign at Alabama, man, he was getting salty with the press.
Oh yeah, yeah. And he's even salty on that TV station. Um, you know, the
Yeah, I
one where
mean,
he's on with the Heisman Trophy Dez.
yeah, and Pat McAfee and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I mean, it started with him with the rat poison statement. You remember the rat poison statement about, you know,
Yeah.
all the stuff that's written in the press and said on TV, sports shows, and all that stuff, all that rat poison. You know, he was tired. He was tired of it at that point. He was 100% done
But
with that part of the coaching.
when he lost Travis Hunter to Dion, that really tripped him out.
Well, I mean, if you think he feels bad, Florida State had a promise from him, from Travis Hunter, to come to Florida State.
And so did Bama.
Well, afterwards though, because Florida State fired their coach, so he backed
Ah,
away from his commitment to Florida State and reopened his recruiting.
I don't think he would have been as good if he wouldn't have went to Dion.
I'm going to tell you something. That young man, you could have put that young man with the Howard Bisons,
I
and
mean,
you would have recognized how good he was.
I don't think a lot of teams would have let him play full time both ways.
Maybe not.
I don't think a lot of
That's
coaches would have.
maybe not. It's possible that he would not have had to do that, but whichever side of the ball he played on, he would have been a standout.
But yeah,
He
he's
would he
doing
would have
okay.
been he would have been known.
He's doing okay with Jacksonville, but
He's gonna be great, man. He's gonna be great.
last week,
He's not settled. He is 100% not settled yet because he's learning a defensive system and an offensive
mm-hmm,
system, right? And
mm-hmm.
he's newly married with a baby.
I thought she left him.
Mm-mm. No, no, they're married and just recently had a child. No,
Because
they've been dating since high school.
he had 4 solo tackles and he had 6 total tackle, but 4 of them were solo, which is
Okay,
pretty good.
that's pretty good.
You know, and then he had
Pass
one
defended.
reception.
Oh,
No,
he had a
one
reception.
reception
How
for
many
22
passes
yards.
defended? How many passes defended did he have?
I don't know.
Because defense is where he's going to end up making the Hall
Playing
of
the
Fame. If
most.
he gets into the Hall of Fame, he's going to do it on the defensive side.
He's holding up pretty good on these receivers. Granted, I don't think he played any top-notch receivers, top-notch receivers. Yeah.
That's probably good for him because nobody's damaged his confidence yet with the double move or some of that Jerry Rice stuff that he used to put on people.
You
He
know
hadn't been
that
he had been mossed yet.
that quarter that at the Dallas game when who were y'all playing?
Who, Chicago?
The Chicago first touchdown.
Hmm.
The guy slipped down.
He didn't slip, dude. That's
I
called
didn't
bad.
know
That's
that was
called bad. That's called bad technique.
I didn't know that was number 7. I didn't know that was
Yeah,
Diggs.
yeah.
I said it
That's
was a
that's
I said
terrible,
I said
terrible
it was a
technique.
rookie. I said, oh, he did it on a rookie. I didn't know it was Diggs until I seen the replay.
Yeah, yeah. Terrible technique.
No, that dude is not going to get healthy. I don't care what you guys say. Oh, he's going to get healthy this year. He's not. He's
He
not.
probably will.
Now,
He'll probably get healthy.
Will, Willie Minor sent me a text saying they will not win 10 games.
What did
He
I
told me
tell
to tell
Willie?
you.
What did I tell Willie last week? I told him 6, right?
Yeah, he told me to tell you they will not win 10 games.
Well, Willie's in my camp now. The only edge that they had was Michael Parsons because
That was it.
Micah Parsons can make an offense do things that are not ordinary things. That
Right.
basically
He's
throws them
gonna
out of their rhythm and their ability to use all of their assets. He makes you
right.
change.
He's not gonna give you 8 seconds back there
Right,
or 5 or 6 seconds. He's gonna give you
right.
2 or 3 seconds back there.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
everybody was screaming that, oh, we don't need Parsons. Who is it? We didn't like him anyway. He don't show up in the big games. And I said, well, neither does Dak, but y'all on him. So I just don't. The fans are the fans. So
Yeah, I mean, people feel about Parsons a certain kind of way because Parsons was not Parsons was not a lapdog. He's not a lapdog.
no,
He's not going to be the guy who's out at your local car dealership signing kids fake helmets and doing all that kind of stuff. I mean, he might do it once or twice. You might see him at the hospital with sick children and stuff like
yeah,
that when the whole team is doing that kind of thing. But when the off season hits, he's out doing his own thing, man. He's gone, you
yeah.
know, and he
So
didn't want to hear. He didn't want to hear from you.
no, even like in the All-Star game when he played in the NBA All-Star game,
Mm-hmm.
you see how hard he was playing, and
Oh
everybody
yeah,
was saying he was playing too hard, that he might get hurt. Man, the guy was dunking the ball. He wanted to show you he can play basketball also.
yeah.
I thought it was funny.
Well, I mean, it's him. This is the thing. This is he's not. As James Baldwin famously said, "I am not your Negro."
Hmm.
Michael Parsons is his own man.
Yeah, as should everybody be.
Yeah. And he's not breaking any laws. He's got his podcast. He's got this thing over here. You know, he's not breaking any laws. He's not messing with your daughter. He's not doing anything. And he shows
I,
up on
re-
Sunday.
I remember I think it was the ninth grade I was playing. I was second string quarterback. Uh, and I was playing linebacker, not safety, not corner, but they kept getting toasted. Anyway, he blamed it on me and he told me to sit down, don't come back into the game. And our first string quarterback got racked up and he called my name and I wouldn't come. He was so pissed. I told him, nah, man, you told me, sit down, get out the way. I did.
You were Petey. They should have called you Petey.
Shoot, no, I mean, he took me out the game. He took me
I
out.
know.
He was angry. He fussed at me, took me out, told me to sit my ass on the sideline. So I did. And when he called for me to come in and man, we didn't have no quarterback after that.
You remember
That's
Petey
what I'm
from
talking about. I'm my own guy. You tell me what to do, I'm sitting my butt down.
yeah, come on, Petey. I need you back in the
Nah,
game, Petey.
no, I ain't going back in. Hey, baseball's only 5, 6 games left in baseball season.
Yeah, it's all I was following it there for a while. The Rangers at one point in time had won like I think 12 out of 15. They were back in the wild card race, and I was kind of getting interested in the regular season just because of the Rangers. And then I think they've lost, man, I don't, they may have lost 7, 8 games in a row. So I kind of stopped keeping up with it. I'm ready for the playoffs now because
Yeah, Rangers
Yankees look
are.
like they might be trying to do something. Dodgers are definitely doing something. And my Padres, man, Padres and Dodgers, dude, you want to see two teams that just go after each other? Padres, Dodgers, Yankees, Red Sox. Padres and the Dodgers, dude, those games are wild. They
I
are
know
wild.
those. I mean, Yankees are 2 behind with 5 games left, 6 games left. My
Hmm.
team is St. Louis Cardinals. We out of it, but I like the Dodgers. Padres, they're going to make the playoffs. Both of those teams.
Yep.
So it's going to be
And
fun.
it's going to be fun. It is going to be fun. Seattle, man, Seattle quietly, very quietly, Seattle is just, they're laying waste to people.
Yeah, they're favored by 2.5 points today. Um,
Okay.
I took them. Most people say, "Oh, you just got to beat me. Give me those 3 points. You got to win by 3. Just
Hmm.
give me those 3 points. It'll probably be a 9-1 game. I'm hoping.
Was it Seattle that put 20 runs on somebody
Oh man, yeah.
a couple of weeks
There's a lot
ago?
of teams. There's a lot of teams that have done that.
They beat somebody
Uh,
20-1 though. And
sometimes people
it
just
wasn't a bad team.
sometimes people just come out and it just happens.
Oh, I know. I know. I know.
And then
So
I
Sunday
didn't
night.
agree.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I didn't agree with AJ getting the WNBA Player of the Year,
Yeah, we had
but
talked about that. I thought Nafisa would get it,
she's playing right
but
now with her cute self. She's an attractive lady.
did you see Bam deliver the trophy to his woman?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. So he came with the commissioner of the WNBA, Bam Adebayo,
He's the one with
and
AJ.
yeah, yep,
Okay, that's the one. I knew it was some basketball player. I didn't know who.
mm-hmm, yep. So yeah, they surprised her at practice with the trophy.
Ah. And then it's funny because Draymond Green called her lazy just the other day. He called her lazy
This woman has now won 4
in a
MVPs,
row.
and Draymond is going to say she's lazy.
Yeah. And then Caitlin Clark got mad and got on Draymond, and Draymond told her she was just too scared to play any more games.
Oh man,
Cause
Draymond's trying to keep his name in the press.
yeah, I mean, Fever won the first game. They wasn't supposed to. They're about to play here in another hour or so.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But they're doing that. Stephen A. didn't think they was going to do that because Caitlin Clark wasn't there. Come on now.
They got a good team, man.
I know. And with
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark being gone, they just molded a different way.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, Clark, I give her this. When she comes in, it ramps up the speed. The speed is high anyway, but when she comes in, she makes good passes.
Yeah, and I'm actually glad that they are going to let her completely. rehabilitate. They didn't try to rush her back. Remember, I told you my son was
Mm-hmm.
all about her even coming back for the All-Star game because it was in Indianapolis. No, no. You can mess somebody up rushing them back from an injury. And, you just totally ruin their entire career if you do that.
It'd have been okay
So,
for her.
no, I mean,
I'm
no,
not a Cleveland Clip fan.
she's too valuable. I know you're not, but she's too valuable. Not just to the franchise, but to the league. You got to sell stuff, man. It's a business. There's a playing side and there's a business side. And on the business side, she's bank. Much more so than anybody they have ever had come through that league. So you got to take care of that.
Yeah,
No,
the fans that became fans when she came in is the white uh, race.
of course.
They became
They
they
they got
became
money, they buy tickets, and those little girls buy every variation of jersey, headband, I mean,
yeah,
whatever. I mean,
yeah. That's why
so
Stephen A. and Shannon Sharp was saying that she should have been on the Olympic team.
yeah, I know what they said. Again, I was in favor of not risking her overuse, injury, so on and so forth. I'm
On the
I'm a
Olympic
big
team?
proponent. Yeah, she may not
Yeah,
have
I was.
played that much. I mean, it may not have been a big deal. She may not have really played that much.
But they were saying it wasn't about that. It was about the she brought sales, more eyes. The world wanted to see more of her and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that argument, but I watched the Olympics, and I
Hmm.
don't think I don't think she would have added 1,000 people. That thing was huge,
That
all
thing was
all the
huge.
way through.
Yeah, yeah. So we had
Just like
a go ahead. What were you saying?
no, I was about to make the same comment about the World Track Championships because I was amazed at how big a deal that was this time.
It's
You
it's
know,
it's getting there. And, Jamaica, they always pretty tough. Um, but why can't anybody beat who is it? Greece or Canada? The 4x400, I mean the 440, 400 relay team that won it.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know who I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
I can't remember the name of the team, the country.
it is. I'm trying. Was it Germany?
It's a It might, I don't think it was Germany. But what I'm saying is they don't have anybody that can run the 200 nor the 100, but they can run that relay.
Trying to think. I really and truly want to say it was Germany
I almost said Canada, but I know it wasn't Canada.
or Poland.
It wasn't Poland.
Okay. Then
But
it must maybe I missed it. Okay, so I guess I must have seen the semifinal heats
mhm.
because the 400-meter winner for the USA was our anchor, and she ran, man, she ran a great leg, 47 something leg. And they were actually thinking if she had been pushed, she would have been able to get down into 46 something on her leg of that. So I didn't get to see the final because I just assumed after watching that semifinal that the USA was gonna walk into 4x400.
Right. Did they win it?
See, I'm thinking
It
I thought
wasn't.
they had won it. I thought it was USA sweep.
I think they did. I'm looking up right now and they said US won and Canada was right behind them.
Okay, so here's my thing, and this goes for so I can only talk about this in the sense of sports that are played all over
It's
the world. So
it's the
football is
Canada
out.
team.
Football is out
Hmm.
because football is not played all over the world. Track is ran all over the world. Basketball is played all over the world. Baseball is getting there. Soccer's played all over the world. The difference maker is there's two major things that create competition and draw everybody a little bit closer. The first one is money. How much is
Mm-hmm.
invested into the sport? Because you got to have proper equipment, shoes, training, recovery, people that can teach you about recovery, people that help you manage injuries. All these people, they get paid. These physios, these doctors, these physical trainers, these people that teach you proper technique, they all get paid, right? So you got to have money. Second thing you got to have is you got to have competition. You got
Yeah.
to have somebody pushing you. So I was, and I've been seeing this for years. So this is nothing new to me. I have to explain it to people. You go look at a South African athlete who is competing in the World Games and is in the top six in a particular sport, you're going to find out that person was at the University of Tennessee, University of Florida, UCLA, Texas A&M, so on and so forth, competing in NCAA. They're in the
Right.
United States running against the best people in the world every week. The Jamaicans, man, they're all over NCAA sports. Division I
You
schools,
know,
Division II schools, everywhere, right?
yeah. They
When they see
everywhere.
somebody at a world game, they might even be looking at a teammate lined up right against them running for another country, right?
Right.
They already know they can hang because they've been doing it for 4 or 5 years. So, I mean, and Canada, as close as they are to the United States, if you're a top flight athlete in Canada, we already know this from basketball. All their top flight basketball players are coming to the United States and playing for Duke and Miami and St. John's and
Mhm.
University of Texas and LSU and wherever. That's what they do. So
Smart.
it's no surprise when they're competitive, on the world stage.
Well, as what it's not surprising that they're competitive. It's surprising that nobody off the Canadian team places in the 100. They don't place in the 200, but yet that 4x4, I mean,
Hmm.
that 4x1, hey, they could knock it out.
Yeah, and
These
maybe it's
guys are not
technique.
even in the top. Yeah, it is technique. That's
The
that's what the
exchanges. Yeah.
are perfect.
Hmm.
Because you know how the men are, they will mess up that exchange.
Yeah, more often than not, brother.
That's what they
More.
say. They
I watch them because I ran those events when I was in high school.
right,
And I
right. We all
know that
read.
the more precise you are, the more chance you have of being on the medal stand.
I used to love when they say reach it. I reach my hand back there and all I feel is baton.
Yep. Oh yeah.
That was the greatest feeling.
Yep.
I was like, wow, just let me run. There's an old NFL football player named Rudy Johnson, played for Cincinnati back
Hmm.
in '05. He passed away,
Hmm.
45 years old.
That's awfully
It's
young,
starting
dude.
to, yeah, it's starting to happen more and more to these younger guys.
Did they even say what the issue was?
They didn't say. They
Okay.
just said in '05 he led the league with 1,458 yards. But they passing younger and younger. I often wonder what they doing to themselves nowadays.
Well, I mean, there's the heart problems. The heart problems can be there based on how hard a person has to work to get themselves into peak condition.
Hmm.
And they, for years, doctors have been telling professional sports teams that they need to test these guys' hearts when they come into professional sports to create a baseline. so they can start evaluating them on a year-to-year basis to see if there are any heart irregularities. So that's one thing. The other thing, obviously, with a football player is that you're looking at the brain trauma. And if I remember
That's what
him
I was
correctly,
thinking.
he was a hard running dude.
Running.
He gonna put his
Yeah,
head
he
down and try to get every inch he could get, and that takes its toll on you. It takes its toll on your body, even if you're not getting hit upside the head and getting concussions. It takes a toll on
you
your
start.
body.
Yeah, we started that when we start playing when we're 5 and 6 years old, and after you get to a higher stage of life, it starts messing with you.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's just like my boy Tony Dorsett. Dude, they roll Tony out twice a year. If there's something big going on out at the stadium that has to do with like a Ring of Honor induction or something like that,
Hmm.
you see Tony standing out there.
Yeah.
All the old guys, him, Randy White, all these guys, they'll show up out there. And if there's, I don't know, they have a reception for somebody who just got into the Hall of Fame or something like that at some restaurant or country club or something, he'll be there. That's about the only time he leaves his house.
Well, I see him around, and the only way I recognize him is with his eyes.
Oh yeah,
The way
Hawk got
in
some
his
eyes on
eyes.
him. Hawk has
Yeah,
got
his
some
eyes.
eyes on him.
His eyes. That's the only way I recognize him. I remember I seen him at the fair, and I was like, "Hold up, that's TD."
Hmm.
And he'd just wave. I don't bother him. I just acknowledge him.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was trying to tell my son that's Tony Dorsett, and he was like, "No, he's a myth. He's a myth." And I think Dorsett laughed. He's like, "No, he's a myth. He's a made up player." Like, what the heck you mean made up player?
Well, one thing is for sure, his not only in the Hall of Fame, which he is, but his record for longest run can be tied, but it can never be broken.
It got tied once. Somebody tied it already.
Yeah,
I can't
somebody
remember
tied
what
him,
game.
but it cannot be broken.
I called that
So
play just to let you know. I called that against my
you
brother.
call.
I said he finna run a touchdown all the way, and he said, "Boy, you know where he at?" I said, "Watch this." But he did that. I know he was tired.
Oh yeah, but everybody was tired of chasing him too. They weren't going to catch him.
Oh yeah.
They were just as tired as he was, and he's faster.
I remember when he played for Pittsburgh and he played Oklahoma, and we hit
Hmm.
him so hard that ball flew up in the air, and he didn't come back and play the game. I don't, if I remember correctly,
Mm.
he didn't finish up that game.
So that was a hard hit because that was one tough dude, man. Tony Dorsett was tough as they come.
Yeah, I kind of ran like him. You couldn't get a good shot on me. I always, the tackling drills where you run the ball and two linebackers on their back and they get up and hit you.
Hmm.
Coach used to tell me, run them over. I ain't running these people over. There's two dudes. So I just threw a slick and slid and slid, and I wasn't gonna let them just bang me to death. So you had to have a little bit of shimmy in you.
Yeah, his were so his moves. Number one, he was like Joe Washington to a certain extent. Is that his moves were done at full speed.
Full speed.
There was,
That's how
yeah, I
you
mean,
do
just
it.
amazing.
It's amazing. I watch these players, right? And when they stop, when they running and they stop,
Hmm.
to stop, they take them 2, 3 steps to stop.
Yeah.
But we were always trained to run and stop on the dime. They don't do that anymore. Maybe Barkley will do it, stop on the dime, while everybody else takes 3 or 4 steps to stop. Speaking of Barkley, he got fined for lowering his head on a play. couple weeks,
Okay.
not this week, last week.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
good.
he used the why? I mean,
It's
both
against
of
the
them
rules
used
to
the
use
dome.
it is against the rules to use the crown of your helmet.
That's true.
And
But I see it done every
it's a
Sunday.
money. I know it's a money thing, man.
I
So
see it done every Sunday.
they will tell you it's for protection of the players, and there's a little bit of truth in there. But the bigger part of it is protection of the league's money.
They hit him for 46 grand. But
Really, that
I
much?
just, yeah,
Wow.
I was
That's a
surprised. Hey, what happened with the blow up between Andy Reid and Kelsey?
same as usual. They threw more passes to Kelsey after that.
Oh, he
It's that
won the
simple.
ball. But he's gone. I don't even know why he came back. He's slow. He's he's not like he used to be. He's not
None of
even
us,
like he
none,
was.
hey, Lance,
I
none of us are.
understand.
None of
That's
us
why you
are,
can't.
man.
That's why you can't come back. He should have went ahead and retired, married this little girl, and just gone. Because I think he's more embarrassed for people doing him like they're doing him.
Well, I mean, when they did start throwing him the ball in the second half, I want to say he ended up with 4 or 5 catches.
Yeah,
And if you could get 4 catches out of him, say 6 targets, 4 catches out of him, Sunday to Sunday, with all the other little things that he does, the chip blocking and different things like that, it's worth having him around. They're
yeah,
already
but
working those other tight ends are catching more
he's
passes than him.
he's going away from the blocking. He's being covered by a linebacker now that's slow.
Hmm.
Because and then he's not moving the way he used to. I guess
He
when he gets in
can't.
the football, I know he
He
can't.
can't.
That's why I'm saying he should have retired. Retired, dude,
He didn't want
retire.
to go out. He didn't want to go out on a Super Bowl loss. I know. I understand that feeling. Is he didn't want to go out on a Super Bowl loss where he did not play well in that game. So he's going to come back and give it another shot. Um,
I don't think he prepared for
if
the
they
off.
had won the Super Bowl, he would have retired.
What I'm saying is, I don't think since he's dating this lady, I don't think his workout all season workout.
He's he's in better shape than he was last year.
I can't see
He
it.
is. He's in better shape than he was last year, and I can see it. Yeah, he's in better shape than he was last year.
He's just a little older.
He's just older, man. He was old last year.
Yeah, just sit down.
That money's good though, bro. That money's good.
Yeah, but he got him a billionaire now. I know it ain't his money, but what do you need money for?
He doesn't. I mean, even without her, he's got plenty of money.
I know, when people say that money's good, but I'm like, what I need money for? I don't need money for anything no more.
Well, I mean, the only people who say they don't need money is people who already have too much.
Yeah, yeah. So what do
So,
you,
I mean,
what, go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, if he still enjoys playing and the Chiefs are willing to keep him around, I mean, he's not hurting anybody because if he's not open, Mahomes is not going to throw him the ball. You know,
Mahomes don't look as sharp as he used to right
well,
now.
Mahomes doesn't have as many options. So when the Rice kid comes back and Worthy is healthy again, and they have those 2 receivers back in their offense, you will see a
And the
different
rumor
Patrick
is
Mahomes.
they might get a Tyreek.
Really, back
Yeah,
again,
Tyreek. Yeah, he's ready to
dude.
go.
Did he? Are you sure he didn't still have warrants in Kansas City?
Yeah, but it ain't gonna phase him.
No, warrants do not phase Tyreek.
No, they don't
He's got
phase
some.
really anybody
He's
except
got a good
for
lawyer.
Stabler. Remember Stabler had that child
Yeah,
support in New Orleans, I think it was,
yeah, yeah.
and he wouldn't go. He wouldn't go play that game. That's funny, man.
I know.
Old
Yeah.
lefties.
So when's
But
the trade deadline? Because if
I,
Miami wants to do something, they got to do it at the trade deadline.
I'm not for sure. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, but I know Miami wants to be done with him. I do know that.
Did he played with them before, didn't he? He played with
Kansas City, that's
Kansas
where he
City.
was. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think he has a ring.
Tyreek,
Yeah. Didn't he get a ring with Kansas City?
did he
That
start
first
out
Super
with
Bowl that
Kansas City?
Mahomes? Yes. Oh yeah.
I didn't. I thought he started out somewhere else.
No, he started out with the Chiefs.
November 4th, trade
Okay.
deadline.
Okay.
That's a
Yeah,
Tuesday.
the running back who's back with Kansas City right now, I can't recall his name right now. This was they were so fast. It was that running back. It was Tyreek Hill. There was another receiver I can't remember. They had so much speed that it was ridiculous of what Mahomes could do because everybody had to back off that extra 2 steps, which means your linebackers started a little deeper too. And you give him that much space to Mahomes to manipulate and he use his legs. He doesn't use his legs as much as he used to, but yeah, they were thoroughly dangerous when Tyreek Hill was there. Incredibly dangerous. Everything, everything just opened up. But he's a knucklehead.
Oh yeah, he's most definitely that.
So,
Nothing wrong with
you know,
that though.
but nobody handles knuckleheads better than Andy Reid.
Yeah, yeah. I like Reed. Even though he looks old, he fired on Kelsey like an old dog.
He leaned on him, didn't he? Put his
Yeah,
chest on him and leaned on him
yeah.
and
I like it.
talked real bad to him.
Yeah, yeah. And then, and you could tell old boy was whipped because he went the other way. When he was
Right.
walking, he went to the left real quick. Hey, I'm looking right now. It said Cleveland Browns are talking, they finna bench um Flacco, maybe?
Well, they were supposed to have done that Sunday. The kid from Oregon was supposed to start this past Sunday,
Ah,
and they changed their mind on Saturday.
okay.
Yeah,
And they won the game.
yeah, they won the game, but I mean, they won the game the way they won the game. Their defense won the game for them.
Yeah,
Defense and special
that's all.
teams.
Yeah,
So they're going to
all
sit Flacco, and they're going to let the kids start, huh?
yeah. And what they were just saying, it's one step closer for Shador.
Okay. Yeah, it
He
is.
gets some game before the
Exactly.
November 4th.
So by the what did I think I adjusted. Originally I said I thought Shadur would start by game 4. I think I readjusted what I told you like game 7 when I did my
Yeah, I think he said
readjustment.
7. I think
So
he gets it done. I bet you.
I'm gonna stick to that. I'm gonna think Shadur is gonna get a start just to see what he can do somewhere around game 7. I really believe they're gonna throw him out there to the wolves and see what he can do. Jackson Dart's about to start this coming Sunday,
He's
right?
starting this. Yeah, he's starting this week.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, all these teams that drafted these quarterbacks that are 0-3. Now, if Cleveland was 0-3, now they're 1-2. So this kind of surprises me that they're still going to put Flacco on the bench because they actually won a game. Because I figured they would be
I,
0-3 and you're done. If you're Cleveland and you're 0-3 in that division to start the year, your season's over.
I'm surprised about Russ being taken off, but I think that was their
That,
plan
that's
all
that,
along.
that's not no that's not a coach's decision because Russ is not
Yeah,
the problem.
ownership.
Yeah,
Right, right.
it's an ownership deal. Yeah.
Yeah, but they were saying they wanted Russ to play against the tougher teams
Mm-hmm.
and then come out with that kid.
Right.
Hey,
It would have been good. It would
changing.
have been good. It would have been good for them if they could have waited to their bye week. But by the time they get to their bye week, they're probably going to be 1-8 or 1-9. I can't remember which their bye week comes after which which game.
Uh,
But dude, they're not going to win any games. They're scrappy, but they're not going to win games.
right, right. Well, yeah, they're not gonna win games. I just like how they done got better.
Well, their
Hey,
defensive line is as good as anybody's in football.
and they
Uh,
secondary is pretty good too.
Not bad, not bad, but their defensive line makes their secondary good.
Yeah.
There's no time to breathe with their defensive line coming at you. All those guys can play. And even the
Cause
rookie, Abdul Carter, is stepping in there and is playing pretty good when he's on the field.
cause
They're
Philly,
good.
Philly defensive line was the Georgia
Mm-hmm.
old defensive line.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They managed to get all those players. Hey, explain how I'm reading where Crawford got stripped of his titles after 1 week.
Well, probably because he didn't sign a contract. It means nothing. It means nothing. It means zero. So what a lot of those associations will do, and this is why those associations don't matter right now,
Hmm.
because the only thing that matters to a boxer is who's signing the check, who's paying me.
Right, right.
So for this fight against Canelo, he got paid by some Middle Eastern billionaire, sports group,
Yeah, but
whatever.
he only got 10 million.
Well, it don't matter. He knows who writes the
Okay.
checks, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if those people are in his ear saying next time we'll pay you $60 million, but hold up and let us determine who we want you to fight, and the association WBA, WBO, WBC, whatever is saying we want you to fight our number one contender in 6 months. He may
Hmm.
be saying, "What? Man, I ain't fighting in 6 months." In fact, I'm talking to my people. They talk about paying me $60 million, and all I got to do is just sit by the phone and wait for the call. You want your belt?
Right.
Here, I'm gonna give them to you right now. You didn't have to wait for the mailman. Here they
Yeah,
go.
he
Thank you
gave it to
very
them
much.
all right then.
Right, because he's sitting waiting for money. He don't need no belt to hold his pants up.
Yeah. He's
He's good.
you mean you you're talking about Crawford?
Yeah.
Yeah. Canelo got a good pay, but since that loss, okay, the Hispanic guy was making fun. He's talking about Crawford only got 10 million, and now Canelo's finna get 4 fights for more money. I mean, that wasn't what Crawford was. That wasn't his goal. Was money wasn't his goal.
No, but
He
he's
just
still gonna get
wanted,
paid. He's still gonna
yeah,
get paid.
he just wanted to whoop that ass.
Yeah, I mean, he wanted to fight. I mean,
Yeah.
Crawford is a boxer in the true sense of the word, and he wanted an opportunity to be on the world stage, which he was.
Hmm.
Netflix is around the world. People didn't have to pay an exorbitant amount of money to go pay per view. Everybody in the world that wanted to see that fight has seen that fight. They're still playing the fight over and over again on Netflix.
Oh yeah. And
So,
I like that YouTube is taking on some football games.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
That's
it
pretty.
is all this stuff about legacy media.
Yeah.
It's done because when you don't have to, when somebody else is paying the talent, and when you're talking about
Hmm.
professional sports in particular, somebody else is paying the talent. All you got to figure out is how do you make money on the broadcast/advertising side. Figure out how big your audience is, and YouTube has maybe the world's largest audience of people that go on YouTube every day. You only get to get a percentage of them who are interested in sports, but that's a big number.
Yeah.
You know what advertising rate you can charge because you've been charging people for advertising for 20 years. So you know
Oh
what kind of
yeah.
advertising dollar you can come up with. So it's not hard for you to put the math together and make an offer, tell the NFL, hey, look, for 6 games, 8 games, whatever the deal is that you want to broadcast, we'll pay you X number of dollars. We'll pay you $1.5 billion if you let us broadcast 8 of your games. We're going to sell $3.7 billion in advertising and make out like bandits.
I tell you, one game that's going to make out like bandits this year is Kansas City and Dallas. That's super. That's
Yeah,
a Thanksgiving weekend, eh? Thanksgiving.
I believe maybe so. Yeah, maybe
That's
so.
gonna be. I mean, you can pay big money. The advertisers are gonna have to pay big money for that game to be advertised
Yeah,
on that.
probably so. I worry about Dallas. Uh, just from the aspect of I really don't I really and truly don't think Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, and I'll identify them in particular. I don't trust their team building ability. And as a result of that, and the number of players that they have who are on 1 year contracts, by the time Thanksgiving rolls around, I'm going to start thinking some of those guys, you're not going to be getting maximum effort, preparation out of those people because
I
they,
don't
they
think they
already
are
know
right now,
they already know they're not coming back to Dallas.
right?
I mean, almost everybody they signed in the offseason
He
who was not already a Cowboy was on a 1 year deal.
when he let Parsons go and then gave Downs 100 million and a couple other people some good money. It wasn't about money. It was personal.
Yeah, it
So
was. It was.
so he I think he lost a lot of his audience because of that personality,
Well, I
personal
mean,
stuff.
they they're going to every game this year is going to be, I think, officially a sellout because they pre-sell tickets. But you're going to start seeing a whole bunch of empty seats that are paid for. In fact, I might start looking for some people that want to offload some of their tickets to any particular game, see if I can get some cheap
You know,
for
you know,
what per game.
we used to have friends working the gate, and we used to pay this guy named Skip. We used to pay him 20 each. If five of us come in, he makes 100. What he did was
Mm-hmm.
took us to the empty seats. He knew they wasn't gonna show up. This was
Okay.
at the old Dallas Stadium.
Okay.
So yeah, yeah, they can make money like that. I don't know how they do it at the new one. This was at the old one. Man,
So I
Phoenix
think I think
65.
I think Jerry watches the money a little bit tighter at this new stadium.
Well, he can watch the money, but when people come in, if you got a ticket taker in a
Yeah, if
ticket
you know
taker,
somebody, that's true.
yeah, that's what we had was the ticket taker and him was he had to split that money with the ticker taker, but we didn't have
Mm-hmm.
no, if they say where your seat is, I couldn't tell you where, I don't have a ticket for my seat, you know,
You
but
just
he
say,
knew the company.
he knew exactly where to go, huh?
Yeah, he knew what's coming, who was coming, who wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So he was making a killing.
Not
And
bad.
then once once you got in there from the ticket taker and paid Skip, if he didn't take you to a seat, you on your own, which we were. We usually were on the overflow seats down below the stadium, even with the
Okay.
field. I hated those
Mm-hmm.
seats. Couldn't see that well, especially when
Right.
they on the other end of the stadium. Overtime, Minnesota, call you Missville.
The you know, out at AT&T Stadium, they have those ground level suites They're not seats, they're suites that people pay a lot of money for. And I've never looked inside them. I've never been inside of them. I'm assuming there must be a flat screen in there.
To watch the
'Cause,
game.
yeah, because otherwise you're watching people from the knee down walk in front of you.
Right. Well, it has to be TVs in there.
Gotta be.
Gotta be. But that's a good idea right there. That's sweet right there.
Hmm. Well, for somebody, I would never. I mean, I like to watch if I'm at a game physically, I like to have a full view of the entire playing surface and everybody
Me and
what
my
they're doing.
Skip let me and my brother in there, and he took us to Dallas was playing Washington, and he took us to the Redskins side, and it was like almost on the 50-yard line, but way up. You could see everything. It was so perfect.
That's good. That's perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect. Yeah, it was perfect. Instead of sitting on the bottom, we were right there. We could see everything.
Man, I went to a Saints game one time. I was at the time in a relationship with a woman from New Orleans. She got Saints tickets, but a lot of people in Southern Louisiana and Mississippi go see the Saints. So she got the tickets she got, man. They were so far up in the Superdome
Oh, you went to
that,
Superdome.
yeah, those tickets were so far up in the Superdome. As I joked to my buddy when I told him about the game, I said the game was a rumor. I had to wait for like 5 people to relay messages to what happened. We were that far away. He looked
Goodness.
like ants,
Bob
ants running
Bob
around
Euchre.
down there.
You was
Yeah,
Bob Euchre in the front
I was
row.
Bob Euchre. I was way up there, man. I was
Now,
nobody. There was nobody higher than me.
I went to a Saint game at Dallas when they was at here, and I was down there, and at that time, New Orleans had that big offensive lineman when they was paying them a lot of money.
Hmm.
I can't remember his name. That dude was huge. That whole offensive line was huge, and I just couldn't understand why they can't block.
Maybe because he
I
couldn't
was
move.
like, man, I don't know. Man, I don't know. I don't know. They just, I mean, it seemed like they ought to be able to open up some holes.
Did you watch any of the Dallas Chicago game at all?
Almost all of it.
Okay. Did you see the play where Dallas's rookie offensive lineman Booker got knocked flat on his back?
I think they showed that, didn't
Yes.
they? That was a good
And
play.
I was thinking to myself, this guy played 3 years of college football, and 2 of those 3 years at Alabama, he was the best offensive lineman in all of college football.
Oh wow.
And he was known as somebody that would block somebody 10 yards down the field and wouldn't stop until he had him on the ground. He's really strong. He comes into the NFL, and every week now, he's going to be lined up across from somebody who's just as much as a bully as he is. And I
Mm-mm.
always tell people that is an amazing experience when you have always been the bull of the woods and
And
then
now
you
you're
line
getting
up.
driven.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, it is. It's like my buddy always used to tell me. He's 2 or 3 years older than me, but he was always saying, "Man, every man needs to get knocked out once."
You need to. You need to.
Yeah, it
Now,
changes your whole perspective on your place in the world, how you should treat people, your ego, get your ego in line. It makes you tougher. It does make you tougher. You get
now,
up from
now,
that there's a level of fear that's no longer there anymore.
when I was locked up, they were saying most of the guys were saying everybody needs to do 2 years. It was it. Everybody need to do 2 years at least. But jail is totally different from prison. Prison is like you living in a big apartment complex.
And you have a job and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So, but jail is
Wild world.
four walls. Oh, yuck.
So
Can't do nothing.
what's your prediction Sunday night? Cowboys Packers.
Oh, Packers. I'm looking at like high scoring game. I'm looking at like, I don't know. It's gonna be very high. Dallas is gonna lose, of course. Now, my team seemed like they got a worse defense than Dallas.
Who?
Baltimore.
Ravens? Ravens? No,
Yeah.
man. Detroit is just that good on offense.
Well, yeah, Detroit. They gave it up to Detroit, and they gave it up to Buffalo.
Yeah, but one play changed the Buffalo game. That one fumble. Otherwise, without that fumble, they win the Buffalo game, and you're not having these same feelings because
He
Buffalo's a good team.
he,
But
he
without
did it
that
again.
fumble, I
He did it
understand.
again.
I know. I know.
Then he start crying on the sideline like a little huh. And who's the announcer? I think it was who's the announcer? Troy Aikman?
No, it was
Whoever.
well, yeah, it was Aikman.
It
Yeah,
was
Monday night.
it
Aikman.
was no, it was Tom Brady. It was Tom Brady
No,
because he
Brady did
kept
the Cowboy. Brady did the Cowboys game.
did he?
So yeah,
It was Aikman then.
it was
Well,
Aikman.
whoever it was, they kept looking at that and they kept saying, "Man, he needs to get back into the game and forget about that fumble.
Right. Yeah,
He
that was
needs to
Aikman.
min he." They were saying he checked out right then. He needs to not check out. He needs to get back
It's
in
in
the.
it those it's in his head now, right?
Yeah,
And you
and that's
start
what he
thinking
was.
about and worried about fumbling instead of just fundamentally doing what you've been doing for 30 years as an athlete, or 25 maybe in his case. He just needs to get back to, they were right, get back in the game, get back to doing what comes natural to you. You know how to put the ball away. You've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, and
Get out of
so,
your own head.
but yeah, I look at Dallas losing pretty good. Man, I'm not a Dak fan, and
That's putting it
not at
lightly.
all, not at all. But you know, you guys defend him, which is great. But I could see him hit throw a pass, say he throw a pass to 87. The next pass play is going to 87. And I was sitting there with a friend telling me, and he said, well, let's see what happened. He threw a ball to Cook, I mean to number three. The
Hmm.
next pass went to number three. And then he changed up and he doubled every time he threw the ball, he threw it to this guys twice in a row. People figured that out, man. If I can figure it out, I know coaches are figuring it out. It's like a pet peeve of his. It looks like.
No, I think he gets comfortable throwing the ball to certain people. It's like having his favorite blanket.
But he threw it to six, and the dude I was with talking about, oh, he hit 6, 7 different receivers. I
And he
understand.
does. I mean, if you, yeah, he'll do that. But yeah, once CD got hurt on Sunday,
His fault.
well, it's not CD's fault. I mean, even though I'm saying when you're that fast, you shouldn't be trying to stiff arm people. You should just run away from them.
Exactly. But see, he was trying to like embarrass the guy. The guy coming up on him, he hit him with a stiff arm, like, get off me, little man. And
When I was in eighth grade, it was our last game of the year, and I was one of the starting halfbacks. We ran the we ran the T formation. I was one of the starting halfbacks, but I was more of a blocker receiver than I was running back because we had a star running back. But they had we set up some designed running plays for me for this
Uh-huh.
last game of the year. And the last play of the first half, one of the plays got called. And I broke. I'm like 10 yards downfield, and I see somebody coming from my left, and I stick my hand out to stiff arm them away. And of course, I end up getting tackled. And the coach told me, "Why did you stop?" He could not. The next 3 years, if you just keep running for the next 3 years, he couldn't have caught you.
Why you stop?
And because it's such a natural, I think it's such a natural human reaction
Stiff arm?
that, yeah, to push something away. If a dog is chasing you, human
I never
beings
stiffed arm.
chasing
I
you,
never used it.
you never stiff arm. It
I
just,
never stiffed arm. I was scared they was
it
gonna
man,
grab
it
my
just
arm
my
and
arm just came out, and I mean, I hit him just right, but he had enough momentum coming toward me that he was able to put me off balance and make the tackle. And in retrospect, my coach was right. If I just keep running, he doesn't even touch me. It's a touchdown.
get in there. I use my shoulders really a lot
Mm-hmm.
to keep people off.
Okay. I do that in boxing. I'm a Floyd Mayweather. I absorb a lot of when I'm
Uh,
boxing, I absorb a lot of punches on my shoulders.
I had my son because I wanted to see how he fights, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he stands with his right hand out just
Oh, he's
because.
he's unorthodox.
No, he don't know how. He
Oh,
think that
okay.
right hand is that power is going to keep you off of him. He don't even understand a jab. I was like, come on, man.
Okay.
So we was watching that one guy. He's a karate guy, uh, but he's an actor. He plays Marcus, but he does
I don't
karate.
know. I
You
don't know who
know,
that is.
Janet Jackson's movie "Why We Get Married."
I've never seen
His
that.
wife
Never,
is
never, never seen that one.
his wife is real. Marcus, you always doing that. Anyway, he's a good actor, but he also does karate, and they always compare him to Steven Seagal. But we was watching him, and he was doing what you just said, shoulder action. The dude
Mm-hmm.
threw a punch, and he'd just roll his shoulders with the punch. He's like, "Dad, they really
Mm-hmm.
do that?" I said, "Yeah, they do that."
Yeah. I mean, it's a good if you're quick enough, it's a good technique. You know.
Well, you're too close. You letting them too close to you.
But see, that's the way I was always taught the fight was close quarter battle is
Mm.
get up inside of them. But it's a different style. I mean, this isn't like traditional put the gloves on type of boxing,
Hey,
which
you must be a
you
little
would.
man.
Well, I'm 5'9", so yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm more Joe Frazier than Ali. Put it that way. You know,
I,
in
I
technique.
like those moves. I like those techniques though. Be truthful
Yeah,
with you.
because I like to get inside, and there's a science, and Frazier was one of the best at it. There's a science to the short punch causing a lot of damage,
A
and
lot of that.
a lot of damage. In martial arts, they call it directional harmony, which means that
Mhm.
whichever way you're throwing the punch, your body's going with your punch, right? Like you're not stepping back and throwing a punch. You're stepping into the punch, and all your kinetic energy is in that punch. And
Exactly. Mike Tyson does that.
Frazier, yeah, Tyson did it too. Frazier would hit people in their ribs and lift them off the floor.
Frazier had the peekaboo style
Hmm.
until he got the old Foreman.
Well, Foreman was just so strong, man. Foreman was the antithesis for that, just because of how strong he was. And Foreman would hit Frazier basically with an overhand punch slicing down on his head. And it was
Mm-hmm.
just so powerful that every time he hit Joe, it knocked Joe off balance.
Yeah. I got hit like that and got knocked off balance. Hey, that guy name is Michael Jamal White.
Okay, I know who that is. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
actually a really good martial artist. Really
Yeah.
good
And they
martial
compare
artist.
they want him and Steven Seagal to fight, but
It would be no contest, dude.
he said he would kill
He would kill Seagal.
yeah, that's what he says.
Yeah,
And he
it would
tries
not. It
to
would be no
explain it.
contest.
He tries to explain it and nobody want to hear him. But
Yeah, I mean, it would not even be nice.
yeah, that's what he says. And you know, Seagal, he says probably so. That's all he say, probably so. You know, he over there. I wonder if he came back from Russia yet. He stayed
No,
over.
he's still over there. Yeah,
So
he's still over there. There are so many people who would kick his butt as soon as he got back to the United States. And he's scared to come back.
well, he's not gonna fight anybody, he says. I'm not gonna fight anybody.
Well, yeah, I'm going to tell you, there are some people who I know of. If
Well,
he's
Michael
not going to fight,
Jamal,
if he's not going to fight, he's just going to get beat up.
yeah, Michael White, he says that he has to keep up. And he said that boy don't what's his name? Seagal don't keep up with nothing.
He's so fat, dude. He's so fat and out of shape.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that'd
I
be
mean,
interesting.
he made his reputation based on partially myth from the time he spent in Japan, partially myth.
Stop it.
He never really fought anybody, never put
Stop
it on
it.
display, put it out there on the line.
You
And
sound you sound like White.
there are guys, man, who oh, they would just love to just walk up to him and just treat him some kind of way.
You must have been talking to White or listening to White. So that's
No, no,
all
no, no.
he said.
These guys, couple of these guys are ex-Navy SEALs.
Yeah. They said
And
he's made up fight. He made up a made up reputation from Japan.
yes, yes. Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, it made him enough money. So
Oh, he did. I mean, I'm not mad at him. I'm just saying that he obviously did some things and said some things
oh, to a lot of people.
about a lot of people who are real.
Yeah.
I'm talking about people who are real, people who
Yeah, yeah.
went out every day to get blown up and have people shoot at them and different stuff like
He
that,
don't
and had real hand-to-hand battle with people trying to kill them with knives.
your homeboy is one of them. Your
Which
homeboy
one
is
is
one of
that?
them.
Which one is that?
Uh, the white guy,
Who?
Walker Texas Ranger.
Well, no, he's too. I'm talking about younger guys in their 40s and stuff like that. I mean, guys who
No,
were in Desert Storm and in Iraq and Afghanistan doing real stuff, really putting their lives in danger, and
yeah,
he's
but
disparaging them. And I'm talking about
Walker.
these guys are bad. No, that guy that you're talking about, he's 80 something years old.
Yeah, but
He can barely get around.
yeah, but he still didn't like the guy. I ain't saying he
Oh
wants
no, of
to
course he
fight him.
didn't.
No,
Yeah,
he
he
talks
did
bad
not like
about
him.
his reputation.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
because
Oh no, he's not.
that guy's real too. He's real.
And he said that in his private fight with Bruce Lee, he could have beat him. He should have beat him. So interesting.
That is, I mean, who knows? Who knows? Because that was an
He,
exhibition.
he said it was just a couple moves, a bonehead moves he made
Hmm.
that cost him. He said, I
Yeah,
made a mistake. Bruce took over.
yeah. there's so many because there's another guy. What was his name? Um, I can't think of his name right now. Hawaiian guy that,
Oh, yeah. The fat dude or the other one?
well, he wasn't fat, but he wasn't somebody that you would automatically look at him and say,
Samo?
this, no, not Samo. Samo's okay, but Samo's style was, I forget exactly what they called it in Hong Kong, but Samo was just kind of he was a big guy with some athletic skill and some martial arts skill. The guy
Yeah.
I'm thinking about, um, he and Bruce Lee trained together for like 3 or 4 years. In fact, he was one of Bruce's sponsors and hosted Bruce Lee, and they would spar. And there's still some old, grainy black and white footage out there of Bruce Lee sparring with this guy, and you can tell this guy's pretty bad, man. That there are periods of time when Bruce cannot touch him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and of course, this guy's legit in the whole martial arts community. Everybody knew who he was, and he competed against anybody, all comers, jujitsu people, judo people, karate people, sambo people. It didn't matter. He would go. He would get in the ring against anybody. I can't think of his name right now. He died maybe 10, 15 years ago.
Okay.
But he was the other
But,
thing too is he was bigger than Bruce. So in the martial arts arena, if you take if you take certain rules away, like when you see the
mhm,
UFC fights and different things like that, there are rules in there. Certain things you can do
right.
and things you cannot do, right? In martial arts, if you have two guys that are really supposed to be good and you simply get them in the dojo on the mats and you suspend the rules, there are certain people who you will never see in a legitimate fight, like on TV with a
Hmm.
referee, that you would never want to meet them in a dark alley
Right.
ever in life because they don't know how to not break the rules. So they can never really fight in a sanctioned fight. They're going to get disqualified.
Hmm.
But just practicing the martial art, whatever it is, ooh, Lord, you don't want to fight this person because they're bad for real.
No. Yeah. I'm not trying to get hurt. Even when I'm
No,
young, I wouldn't try to get hurt.
no. I mean, it's interesting to see those guys though when they're actually in the gym. There's a couple of gyms here in Dallas that every now and then you'll get people who are coming through town, and they're known people, and they'll go by a
They go
certain gym
practice.
or dojo or something and practice. The owner's just going to let them come in because it's good for your gym that
Right.
so
Right.
and so is working out there. It could be a boxer, it could be a martial arts guy, whatever the case may be. That that happens for them. If you ever get a chance to see any of those people like spar, you have
Hmm.
to go see them because it's a whole different world when you
A,
see
a
somebody
couple.
that good.
A couple of my well, a lot of those guys that used to work at Dave and Buster's, the police
Hmm.
officers, they say the same thing what you just said. At their gym, some martial art guy came in and that's all she wrote.
Yeah.
Everybody just stopped and watched.
Oh yeah. I mean, if I was
Well,
young, if I was a young person, like back in the days when I was in my late 20s, the early 30s or something, in good shape and stuff like that, I would have loved to have tested myself against those guys.
I wouldn't.
No, no, knowing that I didn't have a chance.
I wouldn't because
Hoping,
I hated getting
you hate getting you hate getting
I
knocked
hate
around.
getting hit. I hate getting hit. Yeah, I hate getting knocked around.
Yeah. I mean, it's I don't know. Back in those days, my competitive nature, I wanted to compete at everything. I mean, and it was all good natured. I wasn't trying
Mhm.
to one up anybody or anything like that. Whether it was lifting weights, running, whatever the case may be, could be my friend, it could be somebody in another group, whatever. Sometimes it was just, hey man, I wonder what it'd be like to get in the ring with you or whatever. We kind of sit there and talk about it, and you never did it. You never
Right.
actually ended up in the ring. But I don't know.
My
Those,
you met my friend Nadia, right?
yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
And her son,
And her son, the baseball
he's
player.
yeah, he's a pretty big boy now,
Okay,
but he's a pitcher
okay.
and he does really good. But she will not allow him to work out. She said, "Oh, he just don't want to work out." But it's gonna catch up with him because he's too big to be 13. He's
So when you say big, does he have big bones like her?
yeah, he got a big belly. His
Oh, so
it
he's
already
so she's cooking really well for him, right?
Yeah, and he's not doing any activity. He's a mama's baby, and so he's at home all the time with mama.
Okay. But doesn't he play that whatever baseball, select baseball or something?
Yeah, I've been going to their games, and he's just too big. I
But
mean,
his coaches have to be saying something to him, right?
no, no. Oh man, you'll get it next time. Like he won't swing the bat. I'm I'm the only one out there criticizing him. I'm like, man, you gonna swing the
Okay.
bat? He said he got to give me a good ball to hit. I said he just threw you three strikes. He struck you out. What you mean? And they looking at me like, man, shut up. But he's telling
Mm.
me they didn't do him nothing to hit, and they just threw him three damn strikes. And she's like, you riding my son a little too hard. Oh, come on now. If he gets some new coaches, he might get rid. They might write him a little harder than that.
So which school district is he in?
He's right there in Plano, but he
Okay, but
plays
he's at a middle school right now.
a what?
Eh, He's in middle school, like seventh, eighth grade.
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
Okay, and then he's playing select baseball outside of the school system.
Right. He don't play with the school.
Okay,
He don't play
so
with the school because he has
is
to
is
compete.
she paying to have him on the select team?
Yes,
Then I'm really surprised that they're not doing more to work with him
they're not that good.
then. Okay.
They just took a bunch of kids and they kept them together and they moved them up to select tournaments and everything. Because when they played, I watched them play one time and they played teams they never seen before. And
Mm.
those little Hispanic boys was running them crazy. They were from South Dallas. And his motion, like from home to first, home to
Hmm.
from the mound to home, they was walking second like they were Deion Sanders. That's how they was going into the plate, prime
So
time.
he doesn't have a move at first base at all then, probably.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. And like Saturday, he tried to throw a screwball. A little,
Why? Why?
he's trying to show out. That thing fell 5 feet in front of home plate. Man, what you doing, dude? So yeah, I kind of he likes me to come to the games, but he don't because I can't help it, man. I be like, shit, I gotta say something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see him making a
Hopefully if she's spending money to have him on the select team, hopefully she'll also spend some money to send him to a legitimate baseball camp.
She
I mean,
wants.
with the Texas Rangers, the Frisco Rough Riders,
He
all that
knows her.
activity around here, that some of those professional players are going to be in somebody doing a camp,
He
especially
met.
pitchers.
He's friends with one, and it's somebody who I don't know the guy, the player, but they're pretty good. They keep in touch. He went to a camp once, and but he's just he's slow, and the reason he's slow is because he's so big.
Okay.
He's big, and and then when he gets off the mound, he'll walk off. I'm like, hustle off the field, guys. And they're looking at me like, man, this is we playing an hour and 30 minutes. What that mean? The games were an hour and 20 minutes.
Okay.
I'm like, what that mean? I mean, you hustle in and hustle out. The game is held up because the left fielder is walking to the first base dugout just from left field, just walking. But I don't know. She's not. They're really thinking he's going pro
They have any
already.
idea how? Do they have any idea how hard that is?
No, they just say he's going to make it. Him and his dad is starting to come out there now, and like I'm saying, they scared to let him go play anywhere else because they know he won't make the team. He might as a pitcher, but he might make rotation. But come on,
Well, I mean,
it just
the rubber's going to meet the road eventually because the one thing I will tell you is the European American kids, the Hispanic kids that are
mm,
from
mm,
middle class families,
mm-hmm.
those kids, they're getting everything, man. They're getting
That's
fitted for the right shoes, the right glove. They're going to 2 and 3 camps in the summer. They're going to these places where you get the extra, you pay for batting practice with the
yeah.
machines and all that. I mean, that's an entire Saturday. There might be 6 hours on a Saturday.
The
They're
Hispanic
out with
team
their
that they
dad or somebody doing that stuff, man.
their team that they played with in South Dallas that they played against, I was talking to them, and they're doing exactly what you just said. And nobody would let them play in the tournaments because they are so good
Mm-hmm.
like that. And they're really not that good. There's just a few players, probably five out of their players are really nifty. So
Well, just
I'm just
out of that 5, there's probably only one of them that's ever going to be a pro.
right.
It's just
Or
there's so many kids that play baseball
yeah,
across the state of
it,
Texas, Louisiana, California, Florida,
it's
Massachusetts, Michigan, Illinois. I mean,
Oklahoma.
baseball's played all over.
uh, it's just like my partner. He baseball, softball, right? They played in
Mm-hmm.
Euless. I went to his game, um, and it was 55 and over. And man, I could compete with them. So they was hitting the ball around. And my friend was like, "Swing, swing! I bet you can't swing, man." Edward, I swung a couple times just to get loose, and the next three balls went over the fence. Wow, wow! I can still hit the ball. I just can't run. And the way
Yeah,
they got
you
set up, the way they got it set up,
didn't that take you an entire inning to round the bases?
yeah, no, the way they got it set up, 60 and over,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to run. You make it to first base, the one who bet it before you or gets the run. And if he's on base, it's the one who bet it in front of them. You can put another
Mm.
runner in. You got a pinch runner for everybody because we're old. And I was like, my friend pulled his calf muscle. And he got on base and something. I was like, man, what you got somebody running for you for? He said, man, I got the calf muscle. But yeah, they was like, come on. No wonder they keep saying, just come on and play, man. You'll be okay. We got runners for you. Shit, I
That's a
don't
good
want to
deal,
play.
though. That's a good
Yeah,
deal. If they got runners for you, that's not bad.
yeah. And these guys are major competition. I mean, they major competitive.
Hmm.
I'm
Well,
talking.
the thing I found is the competitive side of it never really disappears.
Oh
It's
no.
just, it's just that thing of you're limited what you can do physically. It's not that you don't feel the
Well, in
fire
ball.
anymore. Just the fire doesn't get you down the baseline
Oh
like it
no,
used to.
no. They were playing this. I think it was a church team, and they were really competitive. Both teams were competitive. I mean, when I say competitive, they talking SH to their own teammates. Come on,
Hmm.
man, you got to get on. Do something new, get a hit. It's supposed to be like a little joke, but no, no, they were really serious. Hey, man, you 0 and 4, you got to break something. You got to do something new. You know, and that's what I like. That's what I miss. It's like he's 0 and 3, 0 for 3. Oh, that's okay, baby. You get another hit. Oh, that makes me mad. It'll be all right. You'll break out sooner or later. When? When we really need you. And then this, anyway, let me leave it alone. Because I asked my old roommate, he popped up at the end of the game, right? And he could have put him ahead. And I was like, man, what was that? He was like, oh man, uh, my leg. I said, but he's a stud, right? And I said, I can't believe that because you are you. You are you who you say you are. You D. You come through, but you didn't come through. It was like he didn't really care if he hit it or not.
Hmm.
Man, and then especially if you're on somebody else dying, sponsors. They had a lot of nice shirts out there and everything. I miss softball, so I need to go back out there and umpire. It was a little bitty old shriveled up lady. She must have been about 70 years old, calling balls and strikes. Baseball and softball, the umpires are only supposed to call strikes, foul balls, that's it, and outs.
Okay.
You're not supposed to say ball. If you notice baseball, they don't say ball. They only call
Right.
strikes.
Right.
Uh, uh, it's funny. She was just taking her time and she did good. She said, baby, they pay us 65 a game. Ooh. I said, shoot, I need to get out. I will be out there next year. I would have been out there this year, but my Jeep, went down.
Right. Right.
I didn't get to travel. I was going to travel, but it's enough work here in Dallas. It ain't even funny. It's a tournament every weekend.
Yeah, I can
Oh, and that's
imagine.
cash.
Dallas.
That's that's cash money.
Right. Right.
You do 10 games, that's 550 or more.
Hmm.
And the games are not
Yeah,
that the sun don't bother you that much.
I used to do volleyball. I was a
Really?
volleyball referee. Yeah, I did that in the summers. Started out doing it in the summer, and then one time I did it year round for big Dallas rec centers. They had big volleyball
Uh-huh.
leagues.
You you seem kind of anal to be a referee. You ain't on that
Uh,
button slide.
there was a whole not a whole lot of conversation with me when I was refereeing. If I
Right,
made the
right.
call, that was the call.
You ain't try to talk or listen or
Oh
whatever.
no, not at all, not at all.
I got a
Talk.
friend who played that I gambled with. He played overseas basketball. He's about
Hmm.
6'10", somewhere in there. And he's doing volleyball now. He just put on
Okay.
Facebook put his little he had his little outfit on.
Hmm.
He was happy. I mean,
Volleyball's big. Dallas is now about to have their first, I think, professional volleyball team. Even.
oh, for real. I
Yeah.
used to love going to SMU girls softball, I mean
Oh yeah.
volleyball games.
Yeah.
Oh man, those are
Volleyball is a fun sport.
and then, you know, once you get past the way they built and how how hot they look, it's fun.
Yeah. And the beach volleyball, I mean, that's what sold most guys. It's when they introduced beach
No.
volleyball in the Olympics and everything. Then a lot of guys who never went to volleyball started going to all volleyball matches.
So flag football or 7-on-7 is supposed to be in the Olympics next year, next Olympics, correct?
That is correct. Yep.
And the United States has a lot of people they could choose from.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a lot of them trying to come out of retirement to do it too.
Oh, I know. It'll be fun. It'll be fun for the people that actually make it. Yep. It'll be
It's going to
fun.
be interesting,
Yeah.
especially
It,
to see who's throwing. You know, those quarterbacks that play NFL and USFL and all that. There's so many people on the streets that can throw just as good as they or play the game just as good. They just didn't have the opportunity.
not play the game. Maybe have physical ability, but the amount of
Yeah,
intelligence,
that.
critical thinking skills, executive function
Ooh,
that you have to
yeah, that.
have to be a successful professional quarterback eliminates a lot of people.
Hmm.
And even the guys who are there
Hmm.
now. I saw a picture of Spencer Rattler with his head in his
Hmm.
hands on the bench. This is his second year. He played
Hmm.
for two big time programs in college with very intricate offenses, Oklahoma and South Carolina. He's been in the NFL now for 2 years, full off season before both years, and he's still not quite figured it out. And this is a guy who is actually on an NFL roster who's a starting
Yeah,
quarterback.
but flag is totally different
I understand that. I
in
understand that. But the
NFL.
guys, think about this. Think about a guy who's as athletic as Spencer Rattler is, and he's a fairly athletic dude.
Mhm.
And
Well,
he knows how to and now and he has the physical ability to throw the ball, and he can at least has a beginning knowledge of how to do sophisticated things. He's
yeah,
always
but
going to have an advantage over the guy who's working at Home Depot.
no, I have seen Class A flag football players that no, I disagree. They smoke that ball and they know how to play. They've been playing flag football, not football, but flag football, and they understand it like it was yesterday
Yeah.
or
Okay.
today.
Tell 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 him to
They
go
just
try. Tell him to go try
they
out.
oh there's a few that's gonna try out. I know there's a few. I doubt if one of our NFL starters start.
Well, no, because the team won't let him.
That's what I'm saying.
They're getting
I
paid too
bet
much money.
the team is gonna let Tyreek Hill said he's going no matter what.
Yeah, because that's Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. What I'm saying is somebody got to throw to him. It's not going to be an
Right.
NFL. These other guys,
Yeah, you may have a point depending on who that person is in the NFL. Some third string quarterback, they probably won't care. But if they've got you under any kind of a long term contract and they're expecting you to be competitive for a starting role, or they're counting on you for a backup role, they're not going to release you to play.
well, LeBron's going to play tight end. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I know you're joking.
I don't think they say he was such a good football. I don't think he would be
Well,
that
no, the
good.
people, the people, the people who watched him play said he was a good player.
Yeah, I don't
He
think
he
so.
never said he was a good player. He laughs about it when people talk about he could have gone and played college football or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, he
I
does.
mean,
Cause
that's
he
that's that's
I
like
don't
my
think so.
son. That's like my son. My son was going to be in the mix for starting outside linebacker, stand up defensive end when he was in high school. He's 6'2".
Okay.
Football season, he
What
weighed
high
200
school?
pounds. Leander,
What high school?
Leander High School,
Ah, he was
North
down there with
Austin.
me. Yeah, I know where it is.
And
He was down there
yeah,
with me.
so he was going to be a starter, but he was also thinking he's going to be a starter on the basketball team. This is going into his junior year,
Mm-hmm.
and he'd rather play basketball. So they're out in 2 days. He's getting reps with the first team football. He
Uh-huh.
walked in. He walked in the locker room and said, "Coach, I'm a basketball player." And
Well,
LeBron, I'm sure in LeBron's head, he figured, I can stay out here and play some football. But LeBron knew he was a basketball player.
did your son think he was a basketball player or a football?
Basketball. And my son was a good
Oh,
basketball
okay.
player, very good
Okay.
basketball player.
He was better at basketball than football.
Yeah, in his own mind. Now, I think
Okay.
personally, I didn't want him to play football, but personally, he probably would have gone farther as far as like scholarship stuff and all that.
Uh-huh.
He probably would have gone farther as a football player than as a basketball player because he's only 6'2".
I got
Right? Because they
you.
would have easily pumped him up to 215, 220 pounds on a 6'2" frame to play
Yeah.
football. But he wasn't
So
growing to 6'7" to be able to play basketball at a Division I level. And when he didn't get any Division I offers, he's getting Division II offers, junior college offers, stuff like that. He didn't play, whatever that what do they call it when you play for your dorm or whatever in college?
Oh, intramural.
Intramurals, yeah. I mean, I think he
It's
won two intramural championships when he was in college, but you
oh,
know, eh,
that was so simple.
I know, but he would say he'd be out there, they'd be playing, and the guys on the
Well,
basketball team would come by and say, "Why don't you come try out for the team?" But he
right.
knew, you know,
In his heart.
him trying to play forward at 6'2", which he played the wing position, basically a forward position in high school at 6'2". He's not gonna be able to do that in college.
Well, Leandro had a good team.
Oh, they had good teams.
Yeah.
They had very good teams. Football, they went farther in football than they went in basketball. I mean, they if they had not they ran into some good Dallas area teams in football that kept them from going to like state semifinals.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean they were good. It was they had a big school before they started building new high schools around that area. That one school that my son is at, there's now 3 high schools instead of the one.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm familiar with that. Hey, coming up, basketball starts like preseason on 15th of October, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
MJ, he's gonna be NBC announcer
Really?
this
I didn't
year.
know that.
You
Is
didn't
he
know
gonna
that?
be is he gonna be a special contributor or is he gonna be a
No,
regular?
he's gonna be a regular.
Wow.
And
Okay.
joining him is gonna
Dirk
be
is one of them,
Dominique.
right? And I thought Dirk
Who?
was a part of that team. Dirk Nowitzki was
I
part of
don't
that
know if
deal.
Dirk is. I know Dominique joined it. Dominique Wilkins. And MJ is saying that he's tired of hearing, he's like me. I'm tired of hearing everybody comparing them to MJ, Shaq comparing centers to himself. You know what I'm saying? He's saying there's a new ball, a way of playing ball, and we need to get on board and forget the 90s and forget the 2000s. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
tell him
I hate the way, I hate the way,
if you ever talk to him, tell him good luck with all that
well, I
because
agree with him.
that's what fans love to do.
Now,
Fans love to
we
compare. Yeah, fans do.
we're fans will compare it, but I hate when Shaq sit there and say Rudy Gobert sucks because he don't play like I played.
Man, but the fans love to
Charles
hear it.
Barkley
The
does the
fans
same
love it.
thing.
The
No, they
fans
don't.
love it. Yeah, they
I'm
do.
telling you.
That's why that's a
That's
top
why.
rated show, man.
Yeah, it's a top rated show because
It
they
is
play a lot.
the
They show a lot.
top rated. It is the top rated show.
Yeah,
It's not even
yeah.
close.
Because of I'll say the controversial, but not to sit here and call somebody sorry because they
Dude,
don't
people
play like
love
you,
that.
Shaq. Like,
People love the
oh,
controversy. Yes, they do.
they
That's
don't.
why they tune in. That's why they
You
tune
know,
in.
they tune in not at the beginning of that show. They tune in more at
You
halftime of
need to
that show.
check the ratings. Check
I
the
have.
ratings.
That's why I just made that
Dude,
statement. I have.
the
I
reason
have
they
checked that
were
statement.
able to bully themselves into the position that they are when they were half of them were going to retire.
They need to. All except for
But their
Kenny Smith and
numbers,
the old dude.
no, their numbers are too good. They were begged to
I
come back.
believe that. I believe that. But
They were
I
all given
disbelieve
raises.
nobody wants to hear old
People,
Shaq.
dude, they do. They
Shaq
do.
said listen here. Shaq said he had 5 bad games in his career. 20 years, he had
Okay,
5 bad games. He's lying. They
prove him
brung
wrong.
out, they told him in his face 5 games. And he
Prove him
said,
wrong.
well, they did. They told him in his face it's 5 games.
And
And
when
he
he
said,
comes back,
well, no, you know what he said? I wasn't in a good mood. No, you were
let me
fat and
say
out of
this,
shape.
Lance, this is
Huh?
entertainment. This is entertainment. He'll come back and say the exact same thing again this year, and people will
No, he
tune in
won't.
to hear it. Yeah, he
He
will.
won't say that no more.
Yeah, he will. Yeah, he
No, he
will.
won't. He won't say that no more.
He'll say it in a different
He got
way.
butchered on that.
He will say it in a different way.
He already did. He
Then he'll
gave a
keep
certain
doing and he'll keep
no.
doing it.
He gave a different season. He said this time in between this month and that month. And they was like, Shaq, man, just leave it alone.
You're way too specific when those women who are 50% of the audience that are watching, they're just entertained. It's
Oh,
entertainment.
I don't know
It's
if the women are
just
50%. I gotta look that up.
it is all
I'm gonna have to look that. Let me write
entertainment.
that down. I think it's more men,
Yeah, go
and
ahead.
really it's the men. It's the men at halftime. They catch the game at halftime. We used to catch. I'm gonna tell you from a gambler point of view. We used to catch the beginning because what's the white guy name?
Ernie.
Ernie. Yeah, Ernie. Ernie used to go down the road. Who's not playing? Who's playing? Who's playing? We used to catch it like that, and all of a sudden they went away from that. So we went away from that and started using other sources. But it became jibber jabber. So we get off of it. The best thing they can do is when the playoffs come, we love to go on fishing thing, but that's been for 100 years now. That was before Barkley and Shaq. That was when Kenny Smith and it was Ernie on there. But Shaq need to be quiet sometime. I know he got a big ego.
Dude, there is a producer who is in everybody's ear
Hmm.
saying, you haven't said anything hilarious or provocative in the last 10 minutes. I need you to say something. That's on every
Possible.
broadcast. No,
That's
not
possible.
possible. That is the way the shows are run. It's entertainment
Yeah.
business.
I have to look it up.
Do it. Find out who the producer is for their show. Producers are sitting there with notes in front of them, feeding them stuff to say on every set.
Yeah, like I guess
That's the business that they're in.
when he tells Barkley, you don't shut up, I'm gonna come over there and slap you, I'm gonna do it. And then Ernie is like, man, just sit down and be quiet.
Yeah, that's why they get paid these huge amounts of money. People are tuning in to see that interaction,
There's
and
not.
People talk about it at work the next day.
I'm telling you, the halftime is when they get their highest ratings. Nobody really
I
tunes in to see the pregame.
I only listen to what they say after the game.
Okay, that's after the game.
Right.
That ain't the
And
big ratings. You're saying
hey,
before the
dude,
game.
all
You're
no,
saying
I'm
before
telling
the
you,
games,
I
it's
said their
not big ratings.
ratings. I never said halftime. I never said beginning of the game.
I
I
am
said
saying
I said their ratings. their
Yeah,
ratings.
when people
Period.
are settled down, done took a
Lance,
shower,
Lance,
got them
Lance,
a little tea.
you have your own take on everything. They're the
No, no,
number
no.
one
I'm gonna
rate.
prove you.
They're the number. They are the number
We
one
already
rated
know they're the
show.
number one.
Then
You
what are we
can't,
talking about?
huh?
Then
Remember that they was the
why are we
highest.
having a
uh,
discussion? They are the
Here's
number
this.
one means you're the
Here's,
highest.
this is what I said, and what you didn't want to listen to. I said that Lance Harkey, hate Shaq saying this stuff.
Who
And you come
cares?
back,
Who
you
cares?
come back, you come
Who
back with
cares?
you didn't come back with that. You come back with
Who
they're the number
cares?
one rated.
They are number one.
Nigga,
They're
I
number
care because I
one.
don't listen to it.
Who cares what you
I
feel?
don't watch it. I don't
Who
watch it.
cares?
And
Who
I'm telling
cares
you,
what
there's
you
more
feel?
than me.
Who cares?
Nigga, everybody that put on a little advertisement cares
No,
about how
just
you feel.
go find somebody who's crying into
Everybody
their
that put
pillow.
advertisement
Who
on TV,
cares?
everybody that puts a damn commercial out cares.
The
Everybody that
people who
puts a
put the
commercial
commercials
out,
out are the
everybody who
ones
wants to
who
watch,
don't want them to go away.
everybody who wants you to watch the show Empire cares.
They don't care
Everybody
about
who,
you.
that's why this shit drops
They
off.
don't care about you. They don't care about
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
They
that's
care
why you
about
tell,
they care about the
listen to me.
overall numbers, Lance.
You
The
just said,
overall
you just
numbers,
said,
Lance.
you just said, no, you just said that the dogs sit there and say, Joe, say something stupid, say something ignorant.
They
Of course
do.
they care.
They
Oh,
do that.
they care. They care. They care enough for you to say something.
They care about the ratings because that's
Okay,
where
if
you
they
get
don't
the
say nothing
money.
stupid, if they
The
don't say nothing
ratings is where you
stupid,
get the money.
all right, man.
The
I think it's time to
people love
go.
that.
It's time to go,
People
Elwood.
love that.
We're gonna extend it. It's
People
like 2 hours,
love
man.
that.
Hey
People
man,
love it.
I'll catch you
That's
next
why they
Friday.
are number
I'll
one.
catch you next Tuesday, and I
They are
will
number
discredit you.
one of all sports programs.
Later, man.
They are number one.